Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So today, yes, of course, I figured I'd talk about something that's low budget, something that's obscured. Yeah, it seems like something I'll talk about. Why not? It's vintage, of course, and it's a horror movie. And I like horror movies. Oh, definitely. I like me some horror movies, always. Especially the old school, obviously. So for today's video, I'll be reviewing the film. Yeah, this character, the werewolf, is brought back to life because of doctors. Of this one doctor, anyway. Yeah. Titled The Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. And this is a part of a series of films, of course. And it was originally in Spanish, so this is the American dub version. And it followed the events of the Fury of the Wolfman, which I've already reviewed quite a while ago. And I will get to the other installments when I do have the chance. It just takes me a while to find like these foreign films or just obscure movies in general. Like just takes me a good while, and I just want to make more of an effort to find some of these titles. Really, it might sometimes may take me sooner than later. And just I don't know, it just takes me a while, unfortunately. And and that's the thing. And I do wish, I really wish I could have got to this one a lot sooner. And yes, it took me forever. And like I said, I reviewed the first part, which is Fear the Wolfman. Like I reviewed that film, like quite a while ago. It just took me forever to actually get to this one, unfortunately. So I just want to make more of an effort to, fix that up, obviously. Anyway, but like always, I do have to talk about the plot. So let's get into it, shall we? So, like I said, pretty much following the events of the Fury of the Wolfman, which again I've already reviewed quite some time ago. So let's just say that, yeah, is definitely a thing here. Yeah, a certain character gets revived, is brought back to life, and yes, of course, there's gonna be also something to do with these doctors. That has something to do with socially removing some kind of silver bullets from his heart. So there was that, obviously. While performing this kind of autopsy on him. So yeah, that gets kind of crazy with that. And as the title would suggest, yes, there's going to be something to do with vampires, of course. And yeah, having a vampire and werewolf just beating the hell out of each other. Well, at least be kind of weird, I guess. And but yeah, that's definitely the thing when it comes to these kinds of movies. Of course, it's gonna be kind of weird. Of course, it's gonna be kind of bizarre. Obviously. All right, this is not gonna exactly have the best special effects in the world, but I don't mind. I like these types of movies to begin with. Yeah, the thing is that when it comes to these types of movies with werewolves, gargoyles, witches, what have you, the one thing I would probably talk about the most is probably vampires because they are my favorite after all. So yeah, if there's any kind of stuff I'd be way more frequent about, it would be that. I've reviewed quite a few vampire type movies over the years, and do me quite a bit. It's been a good while since I mentioned anything but vampire related, but this seemed kind of like a perfect excuse to talk about it. So here we are. And yes, it's not exactly Halloween yet. I still had to wait a good while for this, but still, as far as I'm concerned, like I said multiple times before, and for those who don't know, Halloween is a year-round thing for me anyway. So there's that. And this seems like a good idea to talk about something Halloween horror related anyway. So here we are. Of course. Oh, definitely. That's definitely a thing here, folks. So yeah, we get to see that there's this lady and her friend. They pretty much travel through the French countryside in search of the lost grave of this medical vampire, this countess, so to speak. Yeah, as wild as that would seem, but that would definitely become a part of the story. So yeah, things get pretty damn weird in this movie. As you should. It's a horror movie. Of course it would. Of course it would definitely get weird, obviously. Which I don't mind really. Come to think about it, I actually don't mind that like at all. Make it weird. Why not? Make it just really bizarre, of course. Make it crazy. So there was that. Anyway, but like I was saying, there was yeah, there's this character. She's definitely is traveling to the French countryside with her friend, searching for this lost tomb of this, yeah, this medical type of individual who might be possible a vampire. But we all know the truth here. This countess, of course. They find these likely sites in a castle, of course, and there's this individual that invites the women to stay as long as they like, of course. And yeah, so an individual does show this woman, Erica's the name by the way, the tomb that supposedly houses the countess, so she accidentally causes the vampire to come back to life. Let's put it that way. So yeah, hungrier than ever. So things get really crazy. Things get really wild, obviously, as you should, of course. So there's that. So yeah, like I was saying, this is a Spanish horror film, and yes, it was part of the the boom of the popularity of Spanish horror films in the 1970s. And yes, this was pretty successful, and yeah, it was pretty successful kind of a thing, of course, folks. Which I did think is a good thing. So yeah, so it's a pretty weird, wild little movie, which is fine. I don't mind it really. You're supposed to have it. You're supposed to make it interesting in some kind of way. You're supposed to make it crazy in some kind of way. And yes, obviously, it should be crazy. It's gonna be weird. Every good horror film needs to tell us about the story, if you ask me. So there's that. And yeah, and that's the thing though. Gotta make it weird. Gotta make it weird. And that's the thing. It's a horror film after all. So of course, it's gonna be something that's not, you know, something that's not. It's out of the ordinary. Obviously. As for the story goes, it's fine, I suppose. I like the story, of course. I like the way it was done. I like the way it was handling this characters. Of course, I would definitely say that it's one of these occasions where the dubbing needs some work, obviously. Not that I would expect the dubbing to be anything fantastic, really. Just throwing it out there. And but I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I've heard worse dubbings in other movies. Yeah, but I don't know. I never understood as to why they couldn't really do better dubbing when it comes to these foreign films. I mean, they have been doing some good dubbing, but it just not a whole lot have come across when it comes to like Spanish dubbed movies. And just I don't know. I mean, even I guess it also goes the other way around to dub an English movie into Spanish. Either way, it's for some reason it just makes it cheesy for me, I guess. But I mean, it's not too bad here. I guess I'm just throwing it out there, really. But anyway, I just thought I would just talk about this because why the hell not? I like vampires. Oh yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely thought this would be a good way to talk about this genre again. I mean, yes, sooner or later I was gonna come across a horror movie anyway. I just kind of using this as an excuse to talk about something vampire related and basically something horror related as well, of course. Something that's bizarre. But that's the thing though. I was gonna sooner or later talk about something vampire horror related anyway, sooner or later to begin with, actually. So it was that. I was gonna do that eventually because it was my favorite genre, and vampires are my favorite creatures when it comes to this kind of thing. But yeah, like I said, folks, there's other installments in this franchise. I'll get to them when I do have the chance, as slow as it may be. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, I thought this was a pretty solid follow up, of course. I know when it comes to making franchises in the horror genre, it's kind of like iffy, really. I go try on time. I go try on time. I do believe it's better off as a one time thing because when they make horror films into like a franchise, usually there are exceptions though. There are exceptions, but usually they're terrible. Or it's either that they start off strong and they get bad after a while, or they're just bad from the start. So it kind of depends on which one you're talking about, I guess. But usually they're not very good. They might be start off okay or maybe good and just progressively get worse. I mean, there's a few occasions where all the entries are bad, but usually I mean, there's also some exceptions. Or like I said, there are a few exceptions, but I'm just putting it out there. But this was a solid follow up, I suppose. So yeah, not too shabby. I was saying, not too shabby, I suppose. I did like the story, I like the characters and whatnot. The makeup wasn't too bad. I like the scenery. And yes, of course, there's not a whole lot of money being placed into it, but still, though. Anyway, as all the thing is that, as always, I would have to compliment on the on the way it's choreographed, of course, because it's well done. Yes, there's limits in the production values, yes, but still. Anyway, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. So, of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah, later.